Okay, so here's what I expect, right? There's going to be quite a bit of movement and kind of aggression, I would hope so, especially when you have a Fanny on the side of Smart Omega, right? Momo is going to have to be a little bit more careful on this Barretts, but that's one of the advantages that he has, right? He's pretty tanky early on. You can see Chaknu, again, taking quite a bit of damage here in the mid lane. Also on top of that, right? Chaknu, you mentioned it earlier, Turner, you want to see him be able to find those moments, those Chaknu moments, and that might happen here.
Oh, but that actually is going to be that flicker here coming in from Moon, understanding that the steel cables does come through in that mid side. Ryzen is going to be able to take that lethal Wanderer, and that is going to be a little win coming in from Omega. But now Momo is caught in a weird situation. 4v1, will he be able to survive? The answer is no, and first blood goes into the hands of Omega.
Oh, you hate to see moments like this, and that's the power of what Fanny brings to the table. And it's just so much mobility and aggression to a point that I don't think Todak can actually do too much against this composition in early phase. They need to somehow go for the delay tactics. But here's an interesting twist. Arkai on the XP lane instead of the jungle. What are your thoughts on this, Naiso?
You know, I don't know how this is going to work out. I haven't seen quite seen the matchup that much against Akai versus Esmeralda. It could work out. Maybe it's going to be better than just throwing him in the jungle, right? Especially when you have such a hyper-focused mobile assassin like this Fanny. And at the same time, you got to remember, the longer the game goes, Max will just continue to scale infinitely to the point where he's the one pumping out the damage here. So this is something, like I said, he needed this time around rather than being on that mid-Julian pick.
Yep, I definitely agree. The turtle is about to break down. As you can see, Todak, they are in position to fight this, but Omega, they want to try and force the issue.
It's so sad. I mean, oh my god, Ryzen stole Momo's buff, and Momo was still like stacked, so he was really small, and that just painted like this really sad picture. But yes, you're right, it does seem like the turtle is going to be started here. It is not going to be started actually just yet, as now we can see an invade here coming in from Ryzen. Will he be able to steal that once again? It doesn't seem like that is the case, and he is going to retreat.
No, it seems like it's going to be a push and pull effect coming from both these teams. They don't exactly want to overcommit for a play yet, considering that they both have individual timings that they need to hit. In this case, Omega, they want to force as much coming from Todak, but Todak, they're just not responding. But look at this, Shiku, he's going to force a play as well, but bottom side.
Oh, Renzio goes in very aggressively, but now Fortnite actually might be able to punish him. Luckily, he does still have the spin and will be able to take it away from him.
So I wonder if that's going to turn into like another kind of just not a stale matchup, not as much as Uranus versus Esmeralda, but like, you know, you have the disengage if you're on that Akai on the side lane there, and you don't really have to pick those fights or go head-to-head at all with Esmeralda, but at the same time, I feel like you just kind of have to wait a little bit longer as the game progresses, because I feel like, you know, having that Akai ultimate really does benefit teams a lot more, but it's always about the trigonometry, as Gideon likes to say. You really have to find those pinpoint situations against certain points, especially around these objectives.
Yep, and as of now, you can see Razor is just all over the map to try and find some sort of kill potential, and right now they're trying to make an attempt towards 4 mains, but I don't think it's an easy thing to do, considering how Todak is just completely dodging and making sure that they do not get caught up by Ryzen. As you can see, Ryzen, once again, trying to make the plays, but seems like nothing much is happening. Todak, however, might be forcing a fight.
I mean, you can feel the pressure coming in from Ryzen, right? Like, he's there, and immediately you feel that unspoken pressure. The Kagura immediately retreats, as now we're going to take a look, a sneak peek into the emblems.
Emblems, I mean, this is, again, right? Renzio, Ryzen, Max Chaknu, and even Kelra, all pretty standard. I mean, the average we see so often nowadays, and especially with a Claude, right? He's able to just kind of farm up in here, because Chiku versus Kelra, similar as game number 1. It's not really going to convert too much. Chiku's always going to have that advantage, the burst potential, whereas Kelra, he kind of has to just farm up. But now, Turtle actually going to reset here. Which team's going to go ahead and take this one?
Yeah, Todak already starting this, but look at 4 mains. He goes on so aggressively onto 2 members. That Falling Star Moon connects onto E2max. E2max is going to get engaged on. Will be forced to retreat for now. Renzio here a little bit low. He needs to be a little bit careful here, as Todak will be the one to come out on top.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by this, considering that Todak, they were able to get this turtle for free, because knowing that Omega, they do have the upper hand in early engagements, but considering that how split off they are, you could see that the diversity coming from Changnu, especially from him as well, he was looking to try and make a attempt up top, but instead, he might be in a little bit of trouble right now.
Oh, Chaknu. Okay. He read that well. He moved around that well. But oh my god, what is going on in the top side? As Chiku just got obliterated out of the Land of Dawn.
I don't know what it is. I feel like whoever sits in this chair gets the caster curse because I say something and then it just makes me eat my words. So there you go. That was a one-on-one up there, right? Kelra versus Chiku, and Kelra actually came out on top of that fight. So again, that's a mistake for Chiku here. That's going to set him a little bit behind. Now, I mean, this is a good setting place for Kelra on the Claude. And look at Ryzen, all up in the jungle of Todak.
Yeah, and at the same time as well, bottom side, you can see 4 Maze. He's also trying to defend against his lane, against this Fanny. But the question here is that on the top side, what was really smart of Chaknu was that he was able to stall the backups coming from Todak before Chiku actually got killed off. So they were able to salvage that fight because Chaknu was stopping them and allowed Kelra to actually survive that engagement.
Ryzen's a beast. Ryzen is a beast on this Fanny. It's getting scary, but look at this. Chaknu connects onto Chiku. Chiku is still able to maneuver around that, but I don't know for how much for long. I mean, the backup is definitely there, but look at the catch. The catch coming in from Yumes is going to take Chaknu's life.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play. Unfortunately for Chaknu, right, he didn't have the backup. He was looking for a moment there. I mean, he even committed the Way of the Dragon, but it was just cut off completely by Todak.
But here comes Ryzen here. Look at the engage coming in. But unfortunately, he got obliterated just like that. Chiku, what a dominant force. He was the one getting engaged on, but he's the one who comes out alive.
What a save coming from Yumes. I thought Chiku was done for. He went in with Timer's Rage, blocked the cables, and then Chiku pumped him. That was a sick play coming from Yumes. Who would have thought that was possible?
That was dirty. I mean, that felt bad to just watch, and I mean, that's why you have the Kufra, right? That's exactly why you draft it into the Fanny, because you can make plays like that, and it is allowing Chiku to get back from where he kind of was having a struggle in the early game. So now it's not so bad.
Yep, and at the same time now Todak, because of the small little victories to actually stop Fanny, they're able to capitalize a little bit more. Now they're looking to try to threaten the middle lane instead, and that is going to be a force fight potentially. And look at Yumes.
He needs to be careful here. Yumes is going to be able to connect that onto Chiku, but Chiku once again with that shotgun is just so much damage. Chaknu once again is going to take the brunt of it all. Another kill for Todak here as Omega once again cannot find a proper opening.
This is tough, right? Because again, Chaknu is looking for those moments, just not able to find them because the response coming out from Todak is just too good. And now
Renzio! He has to be careful here, but the deadly spin connects onto 3 members. Oh my god, so much is happening. So much damage will be placed, but it is going to be Omega coming out on top, taking down Momo as the steel cables come into clutch.
That was so risky. Like, you understand the potential that Momo needed to cancel the heavy spin, but everyone from the side of Todak pretty much dropped all their spells to take down the Arkai, and while he's in the Daytona's Welcome, pretty much everyone from the side of Todak just couldn't do anything more from that situation. So there was a little bit of misplace from Todak, but well done coming to spawn Omega.
I like this because, yeah, park Kelra, do the lane swap here. He's got that turret, that tier 1 turret in the bottom lane, so he can continue to farm up because that's going to be part of the saving grace here for now as we transition to that part of the game where he needs to come out with those blazing duets, pump out a lot of damage, right? And then Ed2Max continues to scale up. That is going to be big for them. Now you can also see Renzio at this point in the game starting to make plays around the map too. He's not just parked in a side lane doing his thing versus Esmeralda.
I definitely agree, but as of yet, the Lord is going to be up as of now, and Todak, you can see they're trying to make some sort of engagements, and Smart Omega, as of now, they need to push out the lanes first, especially on the top side, and as of now, with Arkai not being one of the most ideal XP laners to do so, so it's going to take a little bit more time before Smart Omega is ready to take this fight. As you can see, Todak, they're opening up the map to try and contest the fight, and Renzio is still so far off. This might be the opportunity for Todak to actually get some sort of mistakes over far, but looks like they're still playing it defensively.
I mean, if you think about it just like last game, right? This is the same moment. Tier 1 turrets in the mid lane, pretty much up. Bottom lane's going to be pushed up here. Kelra does have to retreat. This could be a moment, but at the same time, Ryzen just around the corner here. So still, no one can find anything just yet.
Yeah, it does seem like Renzio here is going to be looking for an engage, but unfortunately nothing connects just yet, but I might be wrong. It is going to be E2 Max caught in a weird situation. Formace doing all he can. The falling star moon connects onto E2 Max. Is E2 Max going to fall? The answer is yes. Formace instantly forced to retreat because so much damage has been placed. The steel cables come through. Humes is caught in a weird situation. Will he be able to do the same thing that he did before? Unfortunately, he'll be the one to get taken down, but Ryzen with so much force,
Oh no, he's
so
running.
much damage. He's taken out the missile, but fortunately for him, Ryzen comes out alive with just a sliver of health.
Oh my goodness, that was a big clutch coming in from him as well. He just got one level, and because he leveled up, he was able to get a little bit of a HP bar to actually survive that. That was a pretty sick play. We gotta double check the replay later on, but as of now, that is gonna be a free Lord in the hands of Omega, considering how he was struggling to find opportunities from the early stage of the game. This is go time for Spawn and Omega, but Todak, they have to respond carefully because that play, especially coming from Chiku down bottom, cost them that engagement because he was so low trying to kill off Kara on his own.
Yeah, and then that was also because of that whole situation, right? Able to pick up the Malefic Roar here for Ryzen. So now he can actually start to do a little more damage to these kind of tankier heroes that are on the side of Todak. Also damage dealt. You can see Formace doing, you know, typical Esmeralda things here, but Etumax starting to scale very well. 11 minutes in the game, almost 12, and that's just going to continue on here, which will also force Todak to make sure they have enough magic resistance to really deal with those bad impacts.
Yep, and
No. It's unfortunate, right? Because I really would have preferred him with a more dynamic type of hero, like someone with more AoE CC, but unfortunately, it's going to be the single target here. Momo is going to look for that Dotainment's welcome, but unfortunately, it does not amount to much yet. But look at that, the Yin Yang Overturn actually connects. Moon forced to retreat as of right now as Kelra goes into the backside with that Blazing Duet. Does a little bit of damage, but unfortunately will not be able to take down anyone, but Ryzen is going to be the brunt of it all.
Yep, this is huge for Toda. They are able to stall this aggression, but looks like they are going to try and force a fight as well coming from Toda. But as of now, they're able to slow down this push coming from Omega. They wanted to capitalize this a little bit more, especially with the Lord pushing down bottom. With this Langa strategy from Toda, they were able to cut off the momentum that smart Omega needed to get a little bit more. So this is a pretty good defense coming from Toda so far.
Random question, because now I've heard it a couple times. What is Lungar?
I was just about
I
to
was
ask.
just going to ask that because
Yeah.
not everyone knows Lungar
What is a
strategy.
Well,
Lungar
basically, it's
strategy?
their signature playstyle, which is just knocking you where they just crash into you when you least expect it. Kind of like an accident, a car accident, just crash into you. Yeah,
That's what it means.
Langar.
yeah,
Wow, with the
like
rolled
it.
R. Lungar.
Langar.
yeah.
Nice you can't do
I
it.
can't roll my R's. But either way, I mean, that is the strategy just working for them.
Oh, but the Blazing Duet here comes through. Formace is forced to retreat right now, but look at that gimmick coming in from him. It's so insane. Bomo here forced to retreat as of right now, but it does seem like that the Thanos welcome will connect. But look at that. The claws come in, gets Moon off the board as Chaknu will be the next one to fall as well. It is going to be an E2 Max Formace situation. E2 Max forced to flee, but the steel cables come through with the support, and let's see what they can do with this.
Yep, this is just so tanky of Toda as of yet, considering that they're just behind so much space. And as of now, the biggest threat from the side of Toda is pretty much Chiku. If he gets taken down, most of the damage potential coming from Toda to actually make a comeback is pretty much taken out of the equation. You can see Raisin, he's been positioning himself to try and stay away from Yups as much as he can while making sure where Chiku is so he can take him out of the fight before the fight actually begins.
I gotta say, man, Todak doing an amazing job here at really making this hard for Ryzen, because that's the thing. Like I said, he's got to continuously work around that obstacle that is Yumes, right? He is literally trying to get around here.
Oh, it does seem like it is going to be connected onto Renzio, but luckily onto
Moon.
Renzio. E2 Max here caught in a weird situation. Moon is going to go down with steel cables coming through as well as a Blazing Duet. 100% always on point, giving all that damage and eventually taking another kill. 3-0-4 stat onto Kelra for now. But now, Formace here, he is trying to open up the map. He does absorb a little bit of damage, but luckily he is still sustainable to be able to maneuver around that one.
Oh, you hate to see it. Moon, he tried to pull a Sailor yesterday as well, where, as you can see, the positioning as of yet, based on the minimap, you can see Chiku is all by himself. He got a solo kill, and that's exactly what they need. That was huge on the minimap. He was just up way, and Omega, they just didn't expect this at all.
Yeah, 100%. crazy play coming in from Chiku. He was in the right moment at the right place, but look at that blazing duet come through. Yums is going to be absorbing so much damage, forced to use that Tire Surprise just to get out. The heavy spin comes through. Renzio goes in into the back line. Formaze going very aggressively onto Kelra. Kelra is still able to escape for it now, but E2 Max will not, and he will be the next one to fall into what Todak has brought to them.
Oh my goodness, Smart Omega, they were caught in this confusion. Everyone was just distracted. You could see Smart Omega, they sent up Renzio to chase on the Chiku. He dived so hard that the rest of the teammates were just caught in another small mini fight up on screen, and because of that, Chiku was able to capitalize on the situation and come up on top.
Oh my god, Chuck, no! Oh my god, the damage, the snipes coming in from Chiku is just too much. Formaze is going to get another target on the board as Ryzen is in trouble right now. Look at the damage. The Yin Yang Overturn unfortunately does not connect, and Ryzen will be able to get out of there alive.
Okay, I don't know if this is still, you know, the typical play style for Todak. Longar, but dude, they are dissecting Smart Omega here, and it all started literally a couple minutes ago, right? When Chiku waited patiently in the bush for Ryzen, caused pandemonium chaos, and they just followed up on that.
Yep, it's classic Todak. They hit you when you least expect it, and that is the beauty of Todak's strategy. They hit you when you thought you're safe, but when you think you're not, they're not going to do whatever you think they do. They're just always unpredictable, and that's the beauty of Todak when they hit you. But as of now, you can see the Lord is going to be pushing for the top side. Meanwhile, we did see Ryzen trying to cut off the creep wave up top, and the fight is about to happen as of yet.
E2 Max has to be careful here. He needs to be very center into his positioning because Yums is already charging here, looking for an engage, but the Falling Star Moon goes into the back line very aggressively. This might be a mistake. He might be taken down early. You can see the heavy spin here, trying to zone the members out of Todak, and it is going to be Todak here, forced to disengage.
Disciplined decision there coming out from Todak. They're happy with cracking open the base of Smart Omega. They go back, reset a little bit, and push in with the minions.
Yeah, based on the items right now, they're pretty strong. Look at this, Chiku's got all the items necessary to fight his fight, but the fight is going to be happening up on screen. Yum's going to be engaged, but he's getting shanked down very, very low, and they have to back out.
I mean, once again, it is going to be oh my god, I might be wrong here. Kelra actually goes in very aggressively with that Blazing Duet. Unfortunately, will not be able to take anyone just yet. E2 Max is trying to follow up on the damage, trying to seal the deal onto any members, looking for just one number advantage. But unfortunately, it just won't happen for now. Todak playing the discipline game once again, looking for another engage perhaps. But look at this. Chiku here very sneaky into the push. Is he going to be able to land it on E2 Max?
No, he's really...
But the beautiful read coming in from Kelra as that snipe goes through onto him will take half of his health.
Oh my goodness, cheeky little Chiku. My goodness, that was very, very close. But at the same time, Smart Omega, they've learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Hit him once, all right. Hit him twice, you know what? Third time, you gotta learn from this, guys. You gotta learn from this. They're smart, okay? They're smart. So hopefully things are gonna be better. But as of now, Todak, they seem to be having full control of the current situation. 18 minutes into the game.
18 minutes in the game, still tier 1 turret up in mid lane. That is some good defense and just control around the map coming out from Todak right now. Also the 5k gold lead that they have, and that's why we're seeing this. But Chaknu.
Yeah, it is going to be him, going to be on the engage here. Yum's going to be the first one to fall, as now Omega with a number advantage just in time before that next Lord spawns.
Oh. Formaze, as of yet, he's going to be playing Chiku's role in the back as well. He's going to try and isolate the fight, and Kelra is going to be in a little bit of trouble as they try to zone him out, but I don't think they'll do too much in this situation because the bigger picture is online, and that is going to be the next enhanced Lord up on the screen. As you can see, Todak, they're shifting the focus there to make sure they can capitalize a little bit more. Meanwhile, on the minimap as well, you can see Ryzen is actually going to cut the creep waves with his Fanny to try and scare off Todak in this next couple of fights.
I mean, right now, no one wants to really commit to the Lord, even when you're down, right? With Yums not being there, Smart Omega knows that they still can't really contest this. They have to watch out. Look what Formaze is doing alone.
Yeah, this might be a mistake here. I mean, 5v1 situation, I get that he's tanky, but all these resources have actually been baited on him. I don't know if this is actually a good trade. I mean, what, 5 ultimates taken down just for one member? But now it is going to be Todak here with the proper engage onto that Lord, and Todak comes out on top in this particular situation.
This is exactly what I mean. You expect the unexpected. It was an intentional bait to make sure that they secured the Lord. And the best part about it, they killed it in a timing where the Lord is going to be coming out 30 seconds later, sorry, now as of yet. And by the time 4-Maze comes in, they are going to be re-engaged this. And look at this, there's a big minion wave up top, especially from Omega, means the Lord is going to be able to sync up perfectly into the next phase where 4-Maze is going to be able to regroup as of yet. But before that, they have to hold it properly because Omega, they need to find another opportunity and try and shut down potentially either Moon or Chiku before the fight actually begins.
Right now, they're down 4-Maze, right? But they still have a lot of setup potential here. Ryzen trying to do his best just to clear some lanes out. Ooh, this could be bad.
Yeah, this could be bad as the Titans welcome will connect onto Ryzen. He's taking a little bit of more damage, but luckily he does still have this Immortal. It does seem like 4-Maze is looking for him though. Will he be able to recall on time? I think the answer is yes. They are not going to be able to spot him just yet, and they are still 5-man strong.
Well, seems like the Lord will be defended just like that. And a little bit of mistakes coming in from Todak, but all is well because of the enhanced minions are still keeping in. Chiku is going to be in the vicinity to try and force the fight, but Todak, this is very risky as of yet, but can they actually do something about this?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the question here. It all comes back down to how Todak wants to initiate this. They do have a great wombo combo that can happen with Yumes, and of course that follow-up damage coming in from that Yin Yang overturn. But let's see, I mean, 4-Maze here already looking for something. We can see and sense that he's looking for an opening, a proper opening, but the way that they are able to kind of like maneuver around it to position themselves, it's giving Todak a pretty big hard time.
I mean, if you think about it, right, Smart Omega has great clearing speed here, especially with having that Sicilian starting to scale up very well 21 minutes in the game. So if it's any team to defend here, Smart Omega should be able to pull this off. So it's going to come from Todak to actually decide, hey, we're going to initiate right now, and we'll see if that happens.
Yep.
Flawless connects onto Momo here. Momo receiving a lot of damage. Oh, but Yumes here goes in very aggressively onto the backside, but the deadly spin will be able to deny that opportunity. He gets caught on the wall though, and Yumes is and definitely is going to be the one to fall. We can see that the Immortal gets popped off. He goes down next. Chiku is caught in a weird situation, and Chiku is going to fall. 3 members taken down from the side of Todak. Will it be more? 4-Maze buying a lot of time trying to disengage, but Chaknu might just not let that happen. Maybe the next answer is going to be Momo, as he is the 4th one to fall into the hands of Omega.
Oh, big mistakes has been made from the side of Todak, and it's not over yet. 4-Maze is trying to stall for time. He needs to get out of this sticky situation, and he's not going to do so. And that's going to be another one coming in from Smart Omega. And just like that, they turn the tide. They punish Todak's over-aggression, and this is prime time for them to close up the game. 30 seconds on the sidelines for Momo, 20 seconds for Chiku, 10 seconds for Moon. I don't think they can defend this. This is going to be a difficult one as Omega is going to be closing out the game. And just like that, they take game number 2 against Todak. What a turn of events. What a comeback.
We have a 3rd game in